Come on right now. I will get all your stuff for you so you can make it.
Okay. What's that by? Milk. Hot milk.
Did you get everything? Good morning. Hi, everybody. It's morning still for me, and I know that for some people it is already the afternoon. How's everybody doing? Today we are going to be talking about diabetics. Hi, Heaven Sent, and if juicing is right for you. So this is a very sensitive topic, as it is for most people who have a chronic illness. But it is definitely something that needs to be covered. There are a lot of myths out there. Basically saying, "Hi, most hated. How are you?" There's a lot of myths out there. There's a lot of people that really are not informed, and not educated. And yeah, and what I will say to you is that if you are interested in juicing and you are a diabetic, that you need to get serious about your health, whether you are juicing or not, because being a diabetic requires you to be very intentional about what you put in your mouth, what you surround yourself by. It's not just about eating. You need to be very intentional about your stress levels, and you need to be very intentional about exercise and your diet. So once you were diagnosed, most doctors will send you over to a nutritionist. They'll connect you with a nutritionist because you're eating the things that you put in your mouth from that moment forward will determine what kind of life you have. It will determine whether you will be eating to live or eating to die. So it's very important that as a diabetic, if you are one, that you have your notebook with you and that you have all of your facts about your food before you all the time if you are a diabetic, because it's serious. Yeah.
There's some strawberries.
Hold on. I'm going to get to you, baby girl. I am. I promise. But let me go sit down for a minute. That's the ice maker on the refrigerator that somebody has decided that they need ice water from the refrigerator as soon as I get live and get to the best part of the conversation. So let me turn this light on, y'all. I got on one of my daughter's lipsticks. It's gold. Is that better? But that is what I wanted to say. I was in Carter's Eats Live this morning, and she was talking about someone who had some juice in their, I believe, their blood sugar levels rose up pretty high. So it's pretty important that you don't just think that throwing anything in a juicing machine is gonna work for you. It's real important that when you are a diabetic, that you know the sugar content in natural things. Just because it's a vegetable, just because it's a fruit, doesn't mean that it's right for you as a diabetic. Even as a person with high blood pressure, you need to know exactly what the sodium levels are in natural fruits and natural things and natural vegetables. Just because it's natural doesn't give you the license to when you're on a special diet to use it. So that's why you need to go to be connected with a nutritionist so that they can tell you exactly what you can and cannot have. And that needs to connect if you start juicing as well. Just because you're juicing doesn't mean that you need to now ignore that list of fruits and veggies and grains and all those other things that you are supposed to avoid. So let's see what you guys are saying. You like that gold? Um, so thank you. Let me see. What is that? Um, let's see. I sent you a message on IG. I'm gonna look at that. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you smash the like button. Yes, please do it. Um, you need to use caution when you are a diabetic on your stress levels. Because when you are a diabetic, everything in your body is affected. All your organs are affected. Um, so you got to be careful.
Strawberries.
One of the homework assignments that I need for how many here are diabetics, first of all, but one of the homework assignments that you need to do is go to your healthcare, wherever it is, I don't know, and see if you can, if your insurance covers speaking to a nutritionist, professional nutritionist, or something like that. A lot of places offer classes. Like my grandmother had to go to a class, and I used to take care of her and make sure that she had the right foods and stuff. And I did some of her grocery shopping for a time, so I had to make sure that she was on the right as far as the stuff that she ate, as far as the groceries that came in the house. My ex-mother-in-law, well, mother-in-law, she's always going to be my mother-in-law, was also a diabetic, and I took care of her for a time. And I had to make sure that we were purchasing the right foods. We weren't juicing at that time, but I had to make sure, I'm trying to get this sunlight, that natural sunlight from out of my face. I had to make sure that we were on the right diet for her. So that is the first step. If you're a diabetic, you've recently been diagnosed, or you've already been diagnosed for some time, you need to make sure that you know what foods you can and cannot have. Does anybody know some foods that might be a vegetable that might be have a high concentrate of sugar, a high natural sugar level? Does
Mom,
anybody know?
where's the strawberry?
They're in the freezer.
Where?
And the raspberries. Get the freezers. Get the strawberry and the raspberries out for me. She's gonna be making a smoothie because here is 10:39. Hey, honey, that's the refrigerator. Look in the freezer. I put them in the freezer. Raspberries and strawberries, please. So again, does anybody know? Because if you're not a diabetic and you haven't taken care of a diabetic, it's coming. It might come. It's more likely to come. So I need to know who knows what fruits and vegetables. No, we're gonna go to vegetables. What vegetables have a high natural sugar content? Hi, 4KS. We love rain. How you doing? How are you? So I'm gonna look it up because I think that this is really important, you guys. This is the second time this week alone, it's Thursday, that I've been faced with um, is juicing right for diabetics. This is the second time this week that I've heard that. So we just gonna look it up because Google is usually at most people's at the touch of your hand, your fingertips, usually on your cell phone. So, vegetables, right? We love rain. Great. Well, yeah, but we're going to talk about vegetables first. Carrots. Carrots have a very high sugar content, and I didn't know that until I started juicing them. I didn't realize that carrots had so much sugar in them until I started tasting them myself uh, with high sugar content vegetables. So just vegetables only. Let's
That's not
see.
it. Wait, where did you put the raspberries?
Veggies that are high in sugar. So the first thing that popped up was carrots. So if you're a diabetic, we want to make sure we put that probably at the top of the list. And then we're going to look at vegetables that are lowest in sugar. So right now, vegetables highest in sugar. Um, the number one, does anybody know what is the vegetable with the highest sugar level? It has it like right in its name. Let's put our heads together and let's really think about this. It has it right in its name. Because if we're juicing, we need to know if you're low in sugar, your sugar levels are low, you need to know that day what you need to juice that day. If your blood sugars are normal, you need to know what you need to juice to keep them normal. If your blood sugars are high, you need to know what you need to juice to bring it down. So being a diabetic is very important that you are very intentional about what you're eating and what you're juicing. You can't think that you can still eat a meal that might have a high sugar content in its total um, in the total meal, and then think you can come back in too and then juice a bunch of fruit. It's very, very important as a diabetic that you are intentional about every little thing you put in your mouth. Everything, 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 everything you drink, everything you eat, because this is what fluctuates your blood sugar levels. Everything you do is important. So, we'll talk about the stress levels in a diabetic later, probably on part two, because there's going to be a part one and a part two. Today, I just need to get some basics out here. We just need to cover basics. So, I went online, and the source that I'm using is called myfooddata.com. So, if you are on there, you can look up what I'm looking up. It basically just says top 15 vegetables highest in sugar. So get your notebooks out because I need you guys to write some stuff down, whether you're a diabetic or not. The first one, the first thing at the top of the list, the very first thing at the top of the list is sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes. I need you to go sit down until I get the juicer out, until I get the blender out so you can make your smoothie, girl. So it says sweet potatoes are the number one. Up to 5.5% of a sweet potato is sugar. So it really, this is a really good website. It really breaks it down. Um, Sugar per cup mashed is 13.9 grams. Um, that's per cup on a sweet potato. Yeah. Most diabetics don't eat properly. And so today we're just going to be specific about food. We're going to talk about the fruits and vegetables that are highest in sugar, and then we're going to talk about the fruits and vegetables that are lowest in sugar. So, number one at the top of the list is sweet potato. And it's important that you keep a diary of everything you put in your mouth. You should be connected with a doctor too, because you should know that every 3 months, every 90 days, you should be in the doctor's office getting your blood levels checked. That's typical. That's normal behavior. So if you're a diabetic and it's been some time since you've been to the doctor to have your blood levels checked, you really need a beating. Really. Because you got to stay on top of this. You have to stay on. I shouldn't say that. You don't need no beating, but you really need to be. Anyway, also, it mentions while sweet potatoes have more sugar, regular potatoes typically have more carbs. In terms of regulating blood sugar, sweet potatoes are preferred over regular potatoes, russet, white, and red. So, the potato that's a little bit more healthier for you is the sweet potato. If you trying to regulate blood sugar, is what this is saying. So, as I mentioned before, it's important that, like, if your blood sugar levels are lower, what you need to be juicing for the day. That's when you can start bringing in things that might be a little bit higher in the sugar content. It's not saying you should stay away from them. It's just saying that when you're trying to regulate your blood sugar levels, there are some things that you need to know in order to do that. So you need to know what is highest to what is lowest, and on days, because it fluctuates. Your blood sugar levels fluctuate, and that's normal. It's normal for your blood sugar levels to fluctuate. Let's just say you woke up this morning, because you should be monitoring yourself very closely as well. So let's just say you woke up this morning and your blood sugar level was 90, because you're supposed to do it before you eat. That is going to determine what you should eat for breakfast. So you take it when you wake up, depending on what it is when you wake up, then you make a decision based on those numbers on what you're going to eat for breakfast. Once you figure that out, if it's 90, let's just say it's 90, then you can have a pretty normal, what you call a pretty normal breakfast that might consist of, a very well balanced amount of sugar in it. If it's high, let's just say you woke up and your blood sugar level was in the almost 200 range or over 200 range, just waking up in the morning. Your blood sugar levels are already high. That's high. That's pretty high. 200 to, I think it's like 300 is what your blood sugar levels might be after you've consumed a meal, because it's going to go up. That's normal. But then over time, it should kind of balance itself out. Um, Taking it all the time and keeping a diary will get, and you turn that in when you go to the doctor, like every 3 months, will determine to the doctor what level of medication you should be on. So it's really important. It's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work, but if you value your life and you want to live the best possible life you can, you will do it if you're a diabetic. It's very serious. It really is. So let's get to, so the top of the list, number one is a sweet potato. Number two, y'all gonna be so shocked, beets. Somebody said it too. Said beets were high in, who said that? For We Love Rain said that beets have a high sugar content, second on the list. Who knew that? Who knew that beets had a high sugar content? So let's see who's in here. We Love Rain, TK Tanae. Hi, TK. How are you? Story time with Shay Johns is here. And let's see, who else did I miss? Vern is here, Most Hated. So this it's important that you know this, you guys. Who knew that beets was on the second on the list for vegetables with a high sugar content? So remember, I said um, per cup mashed sweet potatoes have a 13.9 grams of sugar. So beets per cup have 13.5. So that's not much different. That's not much different at all. So if you loving beets, I hear so many people say, I love beets, I love beets. But if you are a diabetic, you need to know that beets are have a high level of sugar, naturally speaking. Uh oh good. I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Mm, I needed to read that message. Okay, so let's see. There's some facts that they try to throw in here. Again, if you just came in, I am reading the information that I'm getting from myfooddata.com. This is where I'm getting this. I'll keep you on till you are done, host, as long as it stays on. I'm here just busy. I understand. I understand that life. Um, so third on the list, believe it or not, onions. I love onions, but they have a high level of natural sugars in them. So, sugar per cup, 9.9 grams of sugar. Next on the list, that's number three. Onions is three. So, first was sweet potatoes, second was beets, third is onions. Hi, Deanna Monet. How are you? Fourth, I know, most hated. We love you. We love onions. We love you, onions. But fourth on the list, and the onions, again, have 9.9 grams per cup of sugar. Fourth on the list is green peas. Green peas. I know. I just ordered some extra on what did I have earlier this week? I had a burger from Carl's Jr. It was a Beyond Burger, and I ordered extra onions on it. Onions are good for the blood. They are, but we have to keep in mind that if you are diabetic, you need to make sure that the onions that are third high of vegetables with the highest sugar content are put in their place. So they're good. They can be good for the blood, but if you are diabetic, it might not be so good for you unless your blood sugars are low. If they're low, and that's why it's important to monitor and keep a diary and take your blood sugar often. If your blood sugar is low, then you can have them. But if your blood sugars are already high, it's not recommended. It might not be too good for your blood because it might make your blood sugar levels elevate. So that's why it's important to know. So with the green peas have 9.5 grams of sugar per cup. So fourth on the list is green peas. Yep. Fifth on the list is sweet corn. Sweet corn is fifth on the list of vegetables, just vegetables that have a high sugar content, naturally speaking. Nothing added, naturally speaking. Sweet corn is fifth. They have 9.1 gram of sugar per cup. Sweet corn. I see a lot of people put corn in their salads. I see a lot of people eating cornbread. I see a lot of stuff, Like I like when you go to like I don't know if you guys know about soup plantation. I love soup plantation. I love going there and I love just because I love salads. I love salads. These things are all in that buffet. Corn is in there, beets are in there. Sweet potato, I don't think sweet potato is in there. Um, Onions are in there. So if you're not informed on what you're eating and you're not educated about what is high and what is balanced, you could be, and if you're on a diet, let's just say you're not diabetic, but you say, well, I ate a salad. I am doing all these things with my diet that are healthy. I'm eating natural vegetables, I'm eating fruit. But if you eating a lot of stuff that have a high sugar content, naturally speaking, in it, and you eating stuff that have a natural sodium in it, you could be not doing yourself a good service. You could be defeating the purpose. I think that's better to say. You could be defeating that purpose. So, really important, you guys, that you know this. It's really, really, really important if you are diabetic to know how to eat and to know when your blood sugar levels are low, what to eat. When your blood, because and I'll get to this too in a minute. If your blood sugars are low, what to eat to balance them. If your blood sugars are high, what to eat to bring it down. If your blood sugars are, you gotta know. So, six on the list, we are six down on the list now, and they're bringing out that canned pumpkin. Canned pumpkin is has a high sugar content. It's six on the list. It's 8.1 gram per cup. 8.1 gram per cup. Six on the list. Seventh on the list is winter squash. Seventh on the list is winter squash. So it has 6.8 grams of sugar per cup. That's seventh on the list. Eighth on the list is rutabagas. Rutabagas are eighth on the list, and they have a sugar content of 6.7 grams per cup. That's still pretty high. And you would think that carrots would be like at the top of the list, but they're not. Carrots are not at the top of the list. Carrots are ninth on the list. So if you have carrots, they are 6.1 grams of sugar in a carrot per cup. That's ninth on the list. And I hope you guys are writing this down because it's really important. Like I said, if you have not taken the nutrition class for diabetics, that you do it because you need to know what is going to help you to maintain your blood sugar levels. And 10th on the list is tomatoes. Tomatoes are 10th on the list. And there's 6 grams of sugar per 1 cup of tomato. 6 grams. That's quite a bit, actually. 10 grams of sugar per cup. Tomato is 10th on the list of vegetables that are high in high in sugar. 11th is red bell peppers. Red bell peppers. There is a sugar content of 5.9 grams per cup. Red bell peppers. Number 12th on the list is shiitake mushrooms. Who knew? When I taste a mushroom, I don't even think about sugar, and I love mushrooms. I love mushrooms. I don't, and I, that's another thing that you put in your salad. So when you think about all the stuff that you put in your salad, mushrooms, onions, um, bell pepper, tomatoes, carrots, corn, peas are there at that buffet too. Peas. You put all of this stuff in a salad, beets are there. Um, you might have a bowl of sugar. Naturally, you will have a bowl of sugar if you think about it. So you got to be real careful. 13 on the, wait, let me see. So 12 is shiitake mushrooms, 5.6 grams of sugar per cup. I love mushrooms. And I've used the shiitake ones too. I think those are the ones that I use all the time. 13 on the list is turnip greens. 13 is turnip greens. Now, I've also heard that turnip greens have a high level of sodium. I'm not saying greens. I shouldn't have said greens. I don't know what I was thinking when I said greens. Turnips, period. Not just the greens, but turnips. 13 on the list with a whopping 4.9 grams of sugar per cup. Oh, wow. I'm not diabetic, but the info is very important. If you've ever tried to lose weight, this is important. This is important because you could still be eating, you could be defeating the purpose of weight loss. If you think, well, I just cut down on the sugars, the processed foods, and all those things that I've been told to cut down while I'm losing weight, and then you go to somewhere like you know, soup plantation, and you load up on all of this stuff in your salad, and you saying to, or you making it at home, you saying to yourself, these are the things that are healthy as fruits, I mean, as veggies. Um, this is what you need to be armed about, because you could be defeating the purpose, the weight loss purpose, the purpose of eating right as a diabetic. It all kind of goes hand in hand. 14 is summer squash. So you got two different kind of squash here on the list. The first one, which is higher in content, is the winter squash at a 7 on the list. And then a little bit farther down, you have summer squash. So winter squash and summer squash both are on the list for vegetables that are high in sugar. So this one, the summer squash, is 14, and it has 4.7 grams of sugar per cup. 4.7 grams of sugar per cup. 15th on the list is red cabbage. Red cabbage is 15th on the list with the 3.4 grams of sugar per cup. This is the, if you don't know, you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. So, um, what we're going to talk about now, so that's 1 through 15. So what we're going to talk about now is vegetables that are low in sugar. Let me see if I can find. Let's go to fruits that are. Let's try out. Hold on a minute, you guys. Okay, you guys, sorry about that. Let's see. What did I do? Okay, so select. I like this. I really like this website. Let's see. Foods low in sugar. Vegetables high in sugar. Fruits high in sugar. Let's do the fruits that are high in sugar. Let's do that. Uh, and then we'll do the lowest one. Oh, wow. Okay, so Fruits that are highest in sugar include grapes. That's the first. That's first. And it talks about juice. So it says grape juice with a whopping 71.9 grams. 71.9 grams of sugar in a 16-ounce glass of grape juice. That's high. That's real high. So diabetics definitely need to stay away from grapes. Second on the list, it says apple juice, 47.7 grams in a 16-ounce glass. Hi, AKA James. How are you? Um, Third on the list is tamarind with a whopping 46.6 grams in 1 cup with the pulp. Then shredded coconut meat. Wow, fourth on the list, shredded coconut meat. 42.1 gram in 1 cup. Okay. Jackfruit. Wow. Okay, so I'm skipping because I'm looking at everything. Fifth on the list says fried yellow plantains. 36.8 grams in 1 cup. 36.8 grams. Grape juice is again on the list with added vitamin C with a 35.9 grams in 1 cup of sugar, naturally speaking. I don't know what this is, but it says Mamie Sapote, 35.2 grams in 1 cup. 8 is yellow passion fruit with a 35.2 grams in 1 cup. That's a lot. Ninth on the list is purple passion fruit juice, 33.1 gram in 1 cup. That's just 1 cup. Just 1 cup. Rowell, ROWAL, 32.1 gram in 1 cup. Jackfruit is 11th on the list. Jackfruit. Jackfruit has a whopping 31.5 in 1 cup. Now, I see a lot of vegans eat jackfruit. A lot of vegans are eating jackfruit. Hi, Antoinette. How are you? I was just watching your seed video and saw you were live. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching those videos. Jackfruit. You guys know a lot of people who are vegans eat a lot of jackfruit. It's 11th on the list with 31.5 grams in 1 cup of sugar, naturally speaking. Okay. 13 has dried sweetened cranberries. This is another thing that you will find at the soup plantation, at the bar, you know, at the buffet. Dried cranberries. And I'm saying this stuff because this is what goes in my salad, you guys. I use dried cranberries. I use the lettuce, not too much. I don't like salad with a bunch of lettuce, but I use a lot of other stuff, which is probably I need to switch that up. But I put dried cranberries in my salad. I love them. So hi, try it, buy it, make it, sell it. Welcome to the live. 14 on the list is lynches. 28.9 grams of sugar in 1 cup. Dried sweetened blueberries, 27 grams in a fourth of a cup. 27 grams in a quarter of a cup. So, passion fruit is on here again. Wait, what was the other one? Jackfruit was before, but passion fruit is on here, 16th on the list with 26.4 grams of sugar in 1 whole cup. Tangerine juice. Well, I would have thought with my mind that tangerine and oranges would be at the top of the list. So when you think about it, those other fruits that we eat often are higher in content because tangerine juice is 17th on the list with 24.5 grams of sugar in just 1 cup. Just 1 cup. 1 cup? Just 1 cup. Who drinks 1 cup of tangerine juice? Oh my goodness. No thanks necessary. I'm here to learn. I'm doing wonderful. How are you, Green Organic Love? I'm doing really good. I feel really good today. I am hungry. So I really need to get something to eat. I might have to step away for a minute, but I'm going to finish up this list and then just kind of keep this to an hour. I want to make sure that I keep this live to an hour because it's important it's important that people everywhere understand what they're putting in their mouth. It's important to be very intentional, not only in just juicing, but what you're eating from day to day. It's very intentional. It's very important. So 17 on the list again is tangerine juice. 18 on the list is breadfruit. Who knows what that is? I don't even know what that is. Breadfruit. 24.2 grams of sugar in 1 cup. 19 on the list is pomegranate. Pomegranates are 23.8 grams of sugar in 1 cup. 20th on the list is red or green grapes, the European style. So the difference between the red and green grapes, then the grape, wait, let me see. Because before, let me see. Grape juice. Okay, so there's a difference between when you buy the grape juice that's already processed than just eating the grapes. So back down here. Uh so it's kind of breaking down what the juices are because you might not get it fresh. You might like it has the different mixes, and then in this it has, so this is what I wanted. I wanted to know, it just mixed it all up. So if you, like for example, if you just drink orange juice and you fresh squeeze it yourself, it has the difference between getting canned juice, and also it gives you the breakdown of concentrate. So this is really good, and it's good for me to be specific in what I say. So back to red or green grapes, it says in parentheses European. So 23.4 grams in 1 cup. That's high. Mangoes, 22.5 grams in 1 cup of mangoes. White grapefruit juice. White grapefruit juice. 22.5 grams of sugar in 1 cup. Fiji apples, 22.4 grams, 1 medium apple. So there are 22.4 grams of sugar in 1 medium Fiji apple. That's not bad for a whole one. One medium one. That's actually not bad. 25, or I'm sorry, I'm skipping 24, which is red delicious apples. 22.2 grams in a medium apple. Red delicious apple. Plantains, 22.2 grams of sugar in 1 cup. Canned orange juice, 21.8 grams in 1 cup. Fuyu persimmons, 21.1 gram in 1 fruit. That's the whole fruit. 21.1 gram of sugar in the fruit in 1 whole persimmon. Fuyu persimmon is specific on here. That's what I like about this. It's very specific. So that is orange juice is from concentrate. That's what I was telling you guys. It breaks it down. If you make your own fresh orange juice to canned orange juice to orange juice from concentrate, it breaks it down. So this one is orange juice from concentrate has 20.7 grams of sugar in 1 cup. Orange juice with added calcium and vitamin D. Orange juice with added calcium and vitamin D has 20.7 grams in 1 cup of sugar. Orange juice with added calcium, 20.7 grams in 1 cup. So it's the same. It's the same when you just add calcium versus calcium and vitamin D. 31 we're 31 down on the list. Well, 32 down on the list. Tangerines. I thought we did tangerines already, but I guess this was a different kind of tangerine. Let me go check to see. Okay, so tangerine juice. I guess if you just buy tangerine juice and it's natural, you could just buy it. It's 24.5, and that's 17 on the list. But a little bit farther down, it's just fresh tangerines. I guess if you squeeze them yourself, 20.6 grams in 1 cup. Okay, so one is in juice, and then one is if you eat it. Uh, Shermoya. Cherimoya. Shermoya. I think that's how you say it. 20.6 grams of sugar in 1 cup. 34 is grapefruit juice. 20 grams and one fluid, 8 ounces. So 8 ounces of grapefruit juice has 20 grams of sugar. Wow, this goes on for quite some time. The list is very long. So I'm going to give you guys this website, and I'm going to advise you or suggest or recommend to you guys to go on this list. Go to this website. It's called myfooddata.com. You can type in basically what you're looking for and do a search. But if you are diabetic, the recommendation is not just this. The recommendation from me to you is that you take the nutrition class. Before you do anything, talk to your doctor, though. You got to talk to your doctor because they will refer you out to a nutritionist if they don't already have one. I think they made it the law that if you've been diagnosed with as a diabetic, that you take the class because that's how important your diet is once you become or been diagnosed as a diabetic. So it's very important, you guys, if you are a diabetic or you know someone who is a diabetic, that you pay close attention to what you're eating and you monitor your blood sugar levels daily, and you also keep a journal and get to the doctor. Those are the things that will save your life. There's a lot of stuff that happens with diabetics when they don't take care of themselves. Amputations, a lot of hospitalizations. You could go into a diabetic coma if you're not eating right. There's a lot of stuff that you need to pay attention to. It can also break down your organs. So I am a diabetic and don't normally drink juice itself. Goes to my blood quickly. However, juicing, I mainly do cucumbers, celery, half a grapefruit, lime or lemon, and if I do half green apple. Right. And that's what you should do. That is exactly what you should be doing. That is the perfect juice combination for a diabetic that has a balance, that has their blood sugar levels regulated. That what you just mentioned is perfect because if I always recommend celery for everything, but let's just say your blood sugar levels are balanced and you just drinking celery. Celery will continue to bring your blood sugar levels down. So that's why it's so important to know where you are. It's very important to know where you are and exactly where you are because it will determine what you need to do from there on out. And next time I do the second part to this diabetic and juicing, if it's right for you, we're going to talk about stress and diabetes and diet, because stress is very important to regulate as well. Um, really important. So, anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns for what we talked about so far? Let's look up because I wanted to get to fruits. I wanted to get to vegetables that are low in sugar so you could know exactly what you should be drinking when you're high, when your blood sugar levels are higher. But I can't find it on this website. So let's see. So I got the high. Let's see. Okay, wait, let me see. So I got the high one. Now I just need the low. List of high in sugar vegetables, list lowest. So let's just go through the ones that are lowest really quick. 1 through 15 on the fruits and the vegetables that are low in sugar. So number one list of vegetables low in sugar is mushrooms. I'm sorry, just regular mushrooms, not any particular like shiitake or anything. So just regular mushrooms. There's zero sugar in this particular mushroom per cup. Second is watercress, zero point 0.1 gram of sugar per cup. So second is watercress. Third is spinach. There is 0.1 gram of sugar per cup on a spinach. So that should be, one of your choices when it comes to going out and making your salad. Fourth on the list is red leaf lettuce. This is what's going to be determined by what's in my garden too. I can grow some of this stuff. Zero point 0.1 gram of sugar per cup of red leaf lettuce. And more lettuce low in sugar. So green leaf lettuce has 0.3, butterhead lettuce has 0.5, romaine 0.6, and ice point 1.4. I stay away from iceberg. Who knew that it had that much sugar in it though? Which is still low, 1.4 gram, but compared to the others, it's the highest. And let's see. So fifth on the list is beet greens. So do you know what the beet greens are? The beet greens are the when you grow, when you go buy the beets out of the store or you grow it in your garden, the leaves on there, they're so beautiful too. Usually you'll see them, they're green, and then the veins in them are red. So beet greens are lowest in sugar. It's interesting that the greens themselves have a low sugar content, but the beet itself is high. So 2 grams, not 2.2 grams of sugar per cup in beet greens. That is very good to know. Kale, number 6 on the list, has 0.4 grams of sugar per cup. Number 6 is kale. Number 7 is arugula. These are vegetables that are low in sugar. Number 7 is arugula with 4.4 grams per cup. 0.4 grams per cup. Number 8 on the list is soybean sprouts. I love sprouts. I love sprouts. So it's 0.5 grams on the per cup of sugar. Ooh, number nine, one of my favorites is celery. Who knew? I would have thought that this was the top. So, number nine. So, it shows that there is some sugar in celery. Number nine on the list, zero point 0.9 grams per cup. So, it's still low. And that's raw, zero point 0.9 grams. Now, if you have kidney disease, I don't think you can use celery because of the potassium. Cabbage is a good one too. So maybe we can cover that on a different show, because it's important that if you, depending on what you have, um, you might need to see a nutritionist or you might need to do additional studies before you grab a juicer and start juicing. So, number nine on the list is celery. It's all the way down, number nine on the list of vegetables that have a low sugar content, celery. So this is not something that you might want to juice if your blood sugar levels are low, or you might want to mix something that has a little bit of a high sugar content in it to just even for maintenance. So zero point 0.9 grams per cup of sugar on celery. Broccoli is 1.5 grams of sugar in 1 cup of broccoli. Cucumbers, 11th on the list, 1.7 gram of sugar per cup raw. So Swiss chard is 12th on the list with a 1.9 gram of sugar per cup. 1.9 grams. 13 on the list of vegetables that are low in sugar is cauliflower. 2 grams of sugar per cup. 14th on the list of vegetables that are low in sugar is radishes. They have 2.2 grams of sugar per cup sliced. So that's sliced. 15th and final on the list is asparagus. Who knew that asparagus was low in sugar? It has 2.3 grams of sugar per cup. So that's just incredible. Incredible, incredible, incredible. Let's see. That is just really incredible how I didn't know some of this. Even though I've taken care of uh diabetics, I still didn't know all of this. So it's been a while since I've done that, but still it's good to know because um when you losing weight or you want to lose weight or you in stress, you need to know how to regulate these blood sugar levels. Another thing that you need to know is we're going to wrap it up in a couple of minutes. But one other thing that if you are a diabetic that you should really know is your body. You should know how things work in your body. If I eat this orange, how is my body going to respond? And if you don't know, you start that by keeping a diary. So if you eat oranges, what's going to start happening to you? It's not just going to take up your blood sugar levels, but how is your body going to respond to that? Are you going to have headaches or what sensations? I hear a lot of diabetics talk about numbing sensations when their levels are high. These are things that you need to know. You need to be very, very familiar with your body and know when it's screaming, what it's screaming for or screaming to get away from. So it's really important, you guys. It's important not to take your health for granted, not to just be buying stuff and saying or thinking that you're doing the right thing by your body without further exploring what exactly it is or how it's going to work for you. So that is going to wrap it for today, you guys. But I'm so grateful for everyone who came in. Please remember to hit the like button for me and take your life seriously. Um, I know a lot of us are thinking, well, I'm doing my best and I'm looking into everything that I'm eating, but knowing the sugar content in these things, if you are diabetic and other things, is going to save you. It might not get rid of the diagnosis, but it might keep you on a lower dosage of your medicine, which has its own side effects as well. But you got to stay on top of it. I can't eat mangoes or whole oranges. It immediately elevates my blood sugar. And it not only does that for you, but it does that for other people. Like what I'm telling other people, or I'm teaching other people as well, is like they say that in order for you to have energy, you need to be on coffee or caffeine or these monsters, these energy drinks. But you can do that naturally speaking too. That's a whole different show, but you can do that naturally speaking too. You can give yourself a boost in energy because that's what sugars and natural sugars do. But mangoes and things that are higher in sugar content can really make you sick if you are a diabetic. Can really make you sick, sick, sick. So, and have you in a hospital. You could have be in a diabetic coma. So you gotta really pay attention, you guys. It's really, really important that if you are a diabetic or you are pre-diabetic, that you pay real close attention to what you're putting in your mouth. Everything, not just the juice, but try it, buy it, make it, sell it. What you eat too. So people might think, well, I juiced, but what did you eat? Because that counts too. So are you just juicing or are you eating too? Because if you're juicing, then you just count that. But if you sit down to a whole plate of a meal, that's counting too. This is not water that you're drinking. This is like a whole nutritious, it could be a meal for you. But now you sitting down with that cup of juice to a whole plate of food that you have not counted. What is that going to do? What is that going to do? And a lot of people just think, well, I can just, it's natural. I'm going to throw all these fruits in here. Hi. It's like eating sugar out the bag. Can't do that. So I hope that the things that I said today really have you thinking about being intentional about what you're eating. And we're going to end it right here, you guys. I hope that everybody has an awesome day. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all your input. And have an amazing day, everybody. Eating and exercise. Exercise is very important for diabetics. Helps burn the sugar off. This is true. But there's a balance. And that's why that's another show. Because when you exercise, it brings your sugar level down. So if it's already down, then you need to make sure that the food that you're eating complements how the exercise brought it down. So there's a balance. You got to have a balance on every level. So if you got exercise, your stress levels are down, and you're eating right, you're eating foods that complement where your blood sugar levels were from the time you got up, then there's the balance. That's where you'll see the balance come in. But if you're not doing that and you just rolling out the bed, not taking your blood sugar levels, eating whatever you feel the desire to eat, you got a problem. There's a problem. So, again, I will see you guys tomorrow and we'll talk about part 2 on stress and the diabetic.